Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. It's your boy King Hebrew, man, coming to you live with another video. This video is called With God, Anything is Possible. With Yahweh, anything is possible. We're going to kick it off with the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 26. But Yahweh Shai beheld them and said unto them, with men this is possible, but with God, Yahweh, all things are possible. All things are possible, right? So with us, whatever may seem like, if it's too big, if it's too complicated, all you got to do, you just have to just pray. Pray and have faith, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you pray, you just got to make sure that you always pray with sincerity. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You just have complete faith in the Lord, because the Lord, he could make just, I've been in so many situations, bro. It just seemed like it was over. You know what I'm saying? And we've all had that before. But the Lord, he got you out of certain situations because he was able to do that. He was able, with his love and with his compassion, he was able to get you out of any situation. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just able to get you out. So this is the book of Genesis. I'm gonna bring up an account. I'm gonna bring up 3 accounts. I think 4, either 3 or 4. I'm gonna pull up 4. Sarah, Abraham's wife, she wasn't able to have kids, so the Lord told her, because she was like 90-something years old. She was old as hell. But the Lord told her that she's gonna have a child. She's gonna have kids, because she never had kids before. And her and Abraham, they were in their 90s. Like, they were old. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 14. Actually, I'm gonna start at verse 10. All right. So then, this is an angel talking to Abraham in the tent, telling Abraham what the plans are gonna be. Right. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 18 and verse 10. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life, and lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind them. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and then ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a certainty bear a child which am old? Is there anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. So she heard that she was going to have a son, because the angel was talking to Abraham. So she was saying back, laughing, like, how the hell am I going to have a child? I'm old as hell. So he basically said, is anything too hard for the Lord? And that's a very rhetorical question. You know what I'm saying? So every time we think something's impossible, we always got to remember the Lord's on our side. He's always been with us. He's always guided us. He's got us out of situations that we thought were very impossible to get out of. Like, of course, to us, it's impossible because we couldn't do it. But with the Lord and through his love and his compassion, he's going to get us out of any situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very important, man, that we really understand these things. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the Lord. How anything is possible. Anything is possible, man. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter now this is the Lord talking to Jeremiah. He told Jeremiah the same thing. All right, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32 and verse 27. Starting at verse 26. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, behold, I am the Lord, the God, the Yahweh of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will give this city into the hand of the Chaldeans, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall take it. And the Chaldeans that fight against this city shall come and set fire on this city, and burn it with the houses upon whose roofs they have offered incense unto Baal, and poured out drink offerings unto other gods to provoke me to anger. Right? So again, the Lord was speaking a future prophecy. He was telling Jeremiah what was going to happen already. So he had a premeditated plan on what was going to happen. And he told Sarah this, he told Jeremiah this, right? Let's get another one of a situation that just seemed impossible. Let's go to the book of Judges, dealing with Samson, how he murdered over 1,000 men by himself through the hand of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Slack. All right, now this is the book of Judges. Now this is Samson. This is Samson dealing with the Philistines. He's at war with the Philistines by himself. All right. Let me see what I'm gonna start at. Now Samson, his own people. Samson was at war with the Philistines. Israel said Samson and the Israelites, they made an agreement that they weren't gonna kill him, but they were gonna turn him in to the Philistines. So this is what happened. The book of Judges, chapter 15 and verse 12. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, swear unto me that you will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spake unto him, saying, no, but we will bind thee fast and deliver you into their hand. But surely we will not kill you. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rock. And when he came from Lahai, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that were burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, a donkey, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, with the jawbone of the ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. So he was by himself. He not only was he in chains, he was bounded up, meaning his hands were tied. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, right? To release his hands, get the jawbone of a donkey, and kill 1,000 men by himself. To us, that would have been impossible. But with the Lord, look, it says in verse 14, and the Spirit of the Lord, right? Because with us, that's impossible. But the Spirit of the Lord got him out that situation. And not only that, he released his hands and he killed 1,000 men with 1 jawbone. And he was by himself. He killed 1,000. Imagine killing 1,000 men by yourself. That's impossible to do it by yourself. But again, the Spirit of the Lord was upon him to do these things, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very important that we always take these accounts into consideration and really believe that with the Lord, everything is possible. Through prayer, through faith. You know what I'm saying? Faith is very important. So now we're going to deal with Elizabeth, the birth of John the Baptist. Elizabeth, she also couldn't have kids. Actually, before we get that, hold up. Let's deal with Rachel. All right, we dealt with Sarah. Let's deal with Rachel. She couldn't have kids either, but the Lord blessed her with a child. Slakia. Let's get alright. So Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, Jacob had 2 wives. He worked for their father for, I want to say, at this point, 14 years. He was their dad's servant for 14 years to have both of his daughters, Leah and Rachel. Leah had nice eyes, but Rachel had a nice body, and she was beautiful. So Jacob had more of like, he had more of an affection. He was more lenient towards Rachel because she was more beautiful, and she was, you know what I'm saying, she had physique. This is the book of Genesis chapter 29 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 30. Right now, if you want to read the whole account, I'm giving you a brief account, but if you want to read the whole thing, go to the book of Genesis, the 29th chapter. Again, Genesis, the 29th chapter. I'm going to get the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 30. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb. But Rachel was barren, and Leah conceived and bare a son. And she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely the Lord has looked upon my affliction, now therefore my husband will love me. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because the Lord has heard that I was hated, he has therefore given me his son. And she called his name Simeon, and she conceived again and bare a son. All right, so basically she had she had 4 kids, right? Let's go to chapter 30, all right? Book of Genesis chapter 30 and verse 1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. He said, am I in God's stead? Who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb? And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. She conceived and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God has judged me, and also heard my voice, and has given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second. And Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had left barren, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. Okay, I want to get the account. Okay, let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 30 and verse 22. And God remembered Rachel, right, who couldn't have kids. And God hearkened to her and opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son. And said, God has taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, and said, the Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go unto my own place and to my country. So Rachel couldn't have kids, just like Sarah. But the Lord, because she prayed and because she was sincere with her prayers, the Lord blessed her with a child. That's a beautiful thing, man. So again, read the book of Genesis, the 29th and 30th chapter, you know what I'm saying, if you want to get the whole context, but we're just going straight to it, you know what I'm saying? It's the book of Luke. Now, this is John the Baptist's mom. John the Baptist, his mom couldn't have kids, right? So we're going to get that real quick. Let's go to the book of Luke. All right, it's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 7. This is Elizabeth, John the Baptist's mom. It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 7. And they had no child. And they had no child because Elizabeth was barren. And they both were now well stricken in years. Okay, let's start at verse 5. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 5, so we can get like a little bit of better context. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abia, and his wife was of the daughter of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. And they had no child because that Elizabeth was barren, and they both were now well stricken in years. And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before Yahweh in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the Lord. And the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord, standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. Right? Verse 18, and Zacharias said unto the angel, whereby shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife well stricken in years. And the angel answering him, and the angel answered, said unto him, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God, and am sent to speak unto you, and to show you these great tidings. And behold, you shall be dumb, and not be able to speak until the day that these things shall be performed, because you believest not my words, which shall be fulfilled in their season. And the people waited for Zacharias and marveled that he tarried so long in the temple. Right? Now, the angel told Zacharias, John the Baptist's dad, in verse 15, for he shall be great in the sight of Slakia. Hold up. Verse 13, but the angel said unto him, fear not, Zacharias, for your prayer is heard, and your wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John, and you shall have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. Look at that. So they were praying for a child. They couldn't have kids either. And what did the Lord do? He blessed them with a child, man. So we got Sarah, Samson, Rachel, and Elizabeth. That's a beautiful thing, bro. That's a beautiful thing. Right? It's the book of Luke. It's the book of Luke, chapter 1. It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 37. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. Right? So we always need to always put your faith in the Lord. Always pray with sincerity. The Lord could bless you. You got to just keep the commandments, bro. Keep all the commandments. And he will bless you with anything you need. He will bless you because he's done it time after time after time again. He's did like nothing's new. For real. Think about it. It's your boy King Hebrew. Pray fast. With men, nothing is impossible. But with God, all things are impossible. All things are possible. With God, with men, everything is impossible. With God, everything is possible. It's your boy King Hebrew. Write down the precepts. I love y'all. Stay diligent, stay vigilant, humble, sober. It's your boy King Hebrew. Shalom.